What does it mean to be an entrepreneur? In a world of inaction, over-promising, and under-delivering, an entrepreneur is someone who is not afraid of sacrifice or risk of failure. An entrepreneur is someone who prefers passion over all other forms of compensation. An entrepreneur is someone who chooses to work while all others are out playing. An entrepreneur's drug is impact. They are addicted to it. The entrepreneur knows one simple truth. They will make it. Maybe not immediately, but absolutely and definitely.
All right, everybody, welcome to 5 Across, the August edition. We are so excited that you're here with us to celebrate some great pitches tonight. We've got a great show for you all. If you've never been to a 5 Across, I hope you have a great time. I think you'll be in for a treat. What many of you probably already know, but some of you may not know, is that 5 Across, this pitch competition that we host every other month, is part of a bigger mission that we have at Awesome Inc., which is to serve entrepreneurs across the state of Kentucky and create an entrepreneurial ecosystem. So we do that in a whole bunch of different ways. We have a Coworking Space right here in downtown Lexington. We have a coding school for teaching kids and adults how to learn to program. We have a entrepreneurship accelerator program. There's a bunch of different events that we host, and we'd love to get you guys plugged in to any of that stuff that might make sense for you. So if you're interested after tonight in doing more in the entrepreneurial community, whether it's as an entrepreneur, as a mentor, as an investor, or just a supporter of entrepreneurship, then please come find somebody in this 5 Across shirt and try to find somebody and talk to them about what that would look like. We would love to get you plugged in after tonight. So thank you for being here and taking the step of supporting entrepreneurship this evening. None of what we do would be possible if it were not for our sponsors. So we are so thrilled and excited to celebrate and thank some of our sponsors tonight. We have, let me see if I can get this to click. I don't know if my clicker's working, guys. You can just go. Our title sponsor tonight is Kinetic. Kinetic is here in the house somewhere, I believe. Where are you guys at, Kinetic? One of the first few rows. Let's give it up to Kinetic. Super fast, high-speed internet. We use Kinetic at Awesome Inc. If you've ever been to our co-working space downtown Lexington, Kinetic is our internet provider. We've got like 3 gigabit lines that come in. It's faster than I can even imagine. Our video guy loves it because he is blazing fast on uploading all his videos. But we're super thankful for them. If you need internet, there's some representatives here, or just come find one of us and we'll connect you to Kinetic. But thank you, Kinetic. Our presenting sponsor this evening is Airwing Ventures, so let's give it up to Airwing. Thank you, Airwing Ventures. And a few other sponsors I want to give shout-outs to: Awesome Inc., Apex Software, Team Kentucky, the University of Kentucky Entrepreneur Club, and the University of Kentucky College of Communication and Information. So one round of applause for all of them. Thank you. All right. At this point, I am going to introduce you to our MCs for the evening. So please welcome to the stage our first MC. This man, he is so strong. Look at those muscles, so strong. Steroids like to take him to get stronger. Garrett Farbach, everybody. Welcome, Garrett. Yep, and that. Our next MC, coming at you down the middle row. She knocks out tasks so fast that the to-do list need to wear a helmet when they're around. Jacqueline Benson. Welcome, Jacqueline. All right, you guys take it away.
We will.
Listen
Thank
up
you,
to them.
Brian.
They've got important stuff to tell you.
And Jacqueline. Jeez.
Gimme.
It's not just a one-man show.
I remember that. I mean,
Well, how you doing, sis?
I'm good. It's glad to be back. I was gone in June.
No. Well, again, if this is your first time here, you're fresh out of the gate. Make some noise. Okay?
Wow.
Okay.
That's a great response. Thank you for coming and welcome to Five Across.
Second time? You want to do a second time or more?
Let's do it. If you've been to more than one Five Across, let's hear it. You guys know how to bring the fun.
Yeah, I know. Next time, the third category is be louder than a yimmy. So we'll do that one next time. It's not
October.
happening.
Everybody practice. October.
Well, cool. So, again, if this is your first time, we got a couple of rules that we want you to be aware of to make this night very fun and engaging. And if you've seen it before, just laugh at appropriate times, hit your neighbor. So here we go.
It's a good one.
All right, Mr. Jones. Let's cut the charades. We know you were at the scene of the crime.
I didn't do anything. I was just walking my dog.
You and your dog were reported as passing in front of the bank several times leading up to and during the robbery. Look, we have the pictures to prove it. That's you and your dog.
Listen, I take Constance down that route every morning. That's when I heard hullabaloo at the bank. Gunshots, screams. We ran the other way.
It was 97 degrees that day. There was no need to be wearing a trench coat. And the fedora? I mean, come on! What, did the costume store run out of striped shirts and masks?
I didn't have any my size.
Brown, what are you doing over there? Can't you see we're in the middle of something
Sorry,
here?
just 1 second.
Detective, the chief is going to have your head for this. I swear, if you don't focus—
Got it!
What?
I just bought tickets to Five Across. It's gonna be so freaking awesome!
What on earth is Five Across?
You've never heard of Five Across? It's this super cool pitch competition where some people pitch their super cool businesses to a panel of super cool judges for a chance to win it all at the Five Across finals.
That sounds super cool. Can I come?
Nobody asked you. Don't encourage him. Look, Jones, we're not here to talk about your weekend plans. We're here to—
I think one of the best things about Five Across is the way they get the people involved. Like with the slow clap.
What?
Yeah. Like, when a pitch goes over their 5-minute allotment and the audience signals that their time's up.
Right, that's a pretty easy one to remember if you've been.
How could I have possibly known that? I've never been before. None of this matters. Enough of this. Back to you. We need answers.
Okay, I'll tell you everything.
They also have other things too, like rule number 17 to bring the fun, which means the audience gets to bring the energy for the show and they can be like super rowdy.
Within reason.
Right, yeah, like you can't interrupt them during their pitch, but after, you can cheer for them like a crazy person when they're walking up and down the aisle.
And don't forget about Rads.
I was just about to say that! The audience gets to rate and vote for their favorite pitch using Rads by going to awesomeinc.org/program. What just happened?
Leave it to you guys to take such a funny video and make it even funnier.
It's
Show
true.
your personality. I laugh at it every time.
Every time. If we give a quick round of applause to our videographer, Liam Spielberg. There we go. I had to think of the last name. Yeah, it was his idea to do a cold open from some of our team's favorite comedy show. Well, to get things rolling, let's just hop on into it.
Let's recap.
We heard a thing about rule number 17, which is to bring the fun.
Bring that
we
fun.
are encouraging different entrepreneurs from across our state to be bold, take a risk, and share what they're working on. So please, as the audience, laugh, smile, clap, use your little bells and yes, those things.
Make sure they know you're listening.
Absolutely.
Then if a pitch gets to the 5-minute mark, we're going to very nicely let them know, hey, you're out of time, and we're going to slow clap, and that timer is going to show up on the bottom right, and it's going to count down. And as soon as we get to 0, we're going to
If you keep talking,
slow
we're at 8,
clap.
7. Jacqueline's still talking. Her pitch
I'm
is
still,
going excellently.
I'm still talking. I'm talking about my new microphone.
It's
Sparkly
pretty nice.
mic. All right.
And just like that,
Beautiful.
That was perfect.
That was perfect. You guys are going to hopefully not have any more practice tonight because all of our pitches are going to end on time. But if they don't, we're going to be nice and slow clap them off. But we will not slow clap our wonderful judges. They're going to get about 3 minutes, question apiece, but we're going to let them ask their questions within reason. So don't slow clap our judges.
Within reason,
within
thank you.
Within reason.
So last thing is tonight, act like you are the gazillionaire that you're going to invest in these Kentucky companies. So at any point in time, we're going to have you head on over to
awesomeinc.org/program
and rate these companies as if you were willing to give money from your bank account into their businesses. So on the line tonight, we have 5 unique semifinals events throughout the year. $500 cold hard cash is on the line with a $5,000 safe note from the Awesome Fund, which Jacqueline's going to ask me.
Garrett, what is a safe note?
There we go. A safe note stands for simple agreement for future equity. When a business reaches some terms agreed upon from the investor, they're going to get that money to go into their company and help them grow more. I'm really boomy tonight. Just, there you go.
Okay. You going to go to the next?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks.
This one's you.
This one's me too?
Yeah.
Great. Well,
I want to
in
hear
December,
all about it, Garrett.
everyone say 4. Everyone say 4. There we go. So tonight is event number 4, the 4th unique event. Someone is going to go home with the grand prize to compete in their slot for the December finals, where on the line is $50,000 from our funding partner, Kiosk Capital.
But not only do they win cash and a possible safe note, they also win a free 30-second Waymark commercial from the Pay It Forward program by Spectrum. They also get $15,000 towards scheduling that commercial, and that's amazing. That's great. That'll help propel their business forward, and we love to see it and hope that they go on and do big, great things.
Beautiful. Well, cool. So tonight we have 5 unique entrepreneurs from all across our state that if you're pitching tonight, can we have you rise up and you're going to face the rest of the room? Here's a quick intro for who you're looking at tonight. So up first, we have my friend Chad. I met in a sauna on vacation from Intelligent Email, baby.
We've got Chris with Clik, Quick Connect.
Chris brought the whole team, but guess what? No one's a match for Ricky with Soundspace.
We've also got Tim with Grumpy Dad Sauce Company.
And last but not least, the fiercest of competitors, we have Richard of Sindelos.
Now, like Garrett mentioned, it is the 4th event of the year. We've only got one more after this. So tonight's winner, they punched their ticket into finals, and they're going to be joining Ace with Value Buddy, Caleb with 1UP, and Chris with Air Trek Robotics. And speaking of Chris, I think he has some words of encouragement for tonight's founders.
It's a good-looking hat.
Hey, what's going on, 5 Across? Been 2 months. Well, I feel like yesterday, like driving down to Lexington, feeling nervous and all, and like practicing my 5-minute pitch over and over again in the car. Well, I bet Leah founders tonight have been doing the same thing yourself, right? Well, I'm not gonna say like you're gonna be fine, you got this, relax, because honestly, none of them helped me when I was doing it. But one thing for certain is it's gonna be a great experience for you as a founder tonight. So, just go out there on the stage, do what you practiced, and most importantly, have fun, okay? Well, good luck to you all, and I'll see you guys on December.
Nice.
Do you think the cat was a paid actor in that video?
Say what?
Do you think the cat was a paid actor in that video?
The cat was a paid actor in that video. Nice. Well, give you a little foreshadow. Let's do this. Connor, cue that music. We know what time of the year that it is. It's fall. The local universe is kicking off. So let's have everybody rise to your feet. We're going to make some noise. If you're on the end of the aisle, turn in as we welcome up our judges. And first up, co-founder of 09 People Investments and a Kentucky Entrepreneur Hall of Fame inductee, Randy Buffett!
He's the co-founder of Bluegrass Hospitality Group. It's Brian McCarty.
He was number 3 at UK and number 1 in your hearts. Give it up for serial entrepreneur, investor, and trader, JP Bluegrass!
And joining his co-founder is another co-founder of Bluegrass Hospitality Group, Bruce Drake.
Judges, we're all thankful for you being here tonight. It's going to be a great evening. And speaking of great evenings, every great 5 Across event, which is all of them, kicks off with our friend, Sweet Kevin. So can everyone say hi, Sweet Kevin?
Hi, Sweet Kevin.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here tonight. I am here with my friend Kyle. Kyle, I'm going to invite you to stand up with me, buddy. And Kyle, you're going to answer a trivia question for us tonight, or you're going to attempt to. And here's what's on the line. You're going to go home, potentially, with a 60-minute all-you-can-play arcade card to the main event on Nicholasville Road. I know. That might be better than the $5,000 safe note. All right, Kyle, you ready? Here we go. 86% of professionals say blank is their favorite way to communicate. G, let's get the options. Is it A, texting, B, instant messaging, C, email, or D, carrier pigeon? You're probably too young to even know what that one is. So let's just eliminate that one.
I don't know.
What do you think, Kyle?
I'm gonna go with email.
Email. He said email. C, and he would be correct. Kyle, good job. Good job.
Way to go, Kyle. If someone wants a free hangout, Kyle's your guy. Well, speaking of email, let's see your way onto your feet as we welcome up our first entrepreneur of the night. Give a nice, warm welcome to your friend and mine, Chad with Intelligent Email.
Hey everybody, I am thrilled to be here with you all tonight talking about intelligent email. Now, before we dive in, just a little bit of quick background information about me. My day job is actually majority owner and CEO of a business down in Nicholasville called LockNet. And over the last 15 years or so at the helm, we've grown that from, 50 employees and 10 million in annual revenue to well over 200 employees and over 75 million. Ooh, little feedback there. I hold a degree in computer science and electrical engineering, and with the feedback, I forgot to mention, I'm so proud too at LockNet that we, 4 years in a row now, Kentucky ranked best place to work. So proud of that. Finally, I consider myself an inquisitive listener and a visionary entrepreneur, and by that, I believe I excel at listening, understanding, casting visions, and leading teams of great people to accomplish those visions. So with that said, I'm a Simon Sinek fan. He says start with why. Let's do that. If I back up a year ago, and truthfully still many days, this is me, frustrated. Sales teams coming to me, Chad, we got problems, we got unhappy customers, things aren't good. I go and talk to operations, Chad, don't worry about it, it's fine, we got it under control. Back to sales. They show me some emails, I read them. It's bad, things are bad. Back to operations. Don't worry about it. It's just a few emails among so many. It's just fine. I hope none of you can relate, but I'm sure some of you unfortunately can. This is Pensacola Beach, Florida. It is one of my favorite thinking spots. Thanksgiving last year, I'm sitting on the beach thinking, man, if I could just read all the emails in my company, which I now know there's over 140,000 a month, I'd know what information is in those. What could I do if I knew all that information? I neglected to say I've also got ADD. That kicked in. All these thoughts are flying, and intelligent email was born there. And we transform emails into actionable insights for better business decisions. So what does that mean? What does this thing really do? Well, first and foremost, it is a tireless analyst reading all of your company's emails, finding and extracting and putting right in front of you the most important information. Who are your unhappy customers and why? Who are your unhappy employees and why? What's going on? What's being escalated? What needs to happen? Are recruiters trying to poach your people? What's going on there? It's one pane of glass for all your company email, allowing you to see what's going on across the entire board, and it's interactive and collaborative, allowing you to zoom in and see what's going on in ways never before available with corporate email. Finally, it is absolutely secure. We've built this platform with security at top of mind, and rest assured, all email data is absolutely secure. Nothing's used to train AI models, anything like that. Real world impact, this was awesome. Within the first week, one of our beta testers calls me up, Chad, it's awesome. I was on the platform last night. Within 3 clicks from the homepage, I saw some emails that made me realize we had $15,000 in revenue. It just slipped through the cracks today. This platform let me find that, secure that revenue, and take that unhappy customer and get that turned around. That's the type of feedback I love to get, and that's what this platform does. Intellectual property, we have provisional patents filed. Those will be finalized here soon. And we have some additional patents we'll be filing based on features under development right now. I love this. Instagram sold to Facebook for $1 billion with less than 20 employees. And that life goals, right, has always been very inspiring to me. With that in mind, we have built Intelligent Email as a platform that's purpose-built to scale with minimal overhead. We've also designed it to be very simple to use and very simple to start. If you have your email admin on standby, from when you hit a registration page, you can be up and going in under 10 minutes. We're software as a service. Licensing is per company email address you want monitored and per address that you want to have access to the analytics platform. We got 3 tiers. Basic, premium, and enterprise. Some market information. Companies with email in the United States, 1% market penetration gets us $100 million in annual revenue, 5% over $500 million. Go-to-market strategy, close networks to start, digital advertising, compensated influencers, video blogs, podcasts, that kind of thing, and all the while building our own in-house sales team and aggressively going to market that way. And speaking of the team, I'm thrilled to have the founding team here with me. I'm calling ourselves the Founding Sweaters. I've got Scott Beecham, Scott Wallace, and Patrick. Guys, stand up and wave real quick. These guys have put in a tremendous amount of sweat equity. We got 2 Scotts. So Beach over here, were it not for him, this wouldn't have happened. He has brought the team together and introduced me to the people. Wallace is a brilliant engineer and has spent his career developing enterprise scale platforms, and Patrick is the smartest systems engineer I have ever met. We've got the awesome contributors. Tanner here is a recent graduate of the Awesome Meet Bootcamp and has contributed on the platform, and his partner in crime, James, couldn't make it tonight, but he'll be back soon, I'm sure. I've got a team of close business mentors and advisors who are equity members, and finally, crucial partners. Densmore for legal, Best Endura for accounting, and Bullhorn has done a phenomenal job with branding. QR code, get started tomorrow, 4-week free tile, and 10% give back for the first 12 months of revenue for this promo code 2AwesomeInc. Thank you so much.
All right, great first pitch of the evening. Started us off really well. Judges, about a question each. A little bit more if you need it, but go ahead.
Chad, awesome job.
Thank you.
Hey, so congrats on LockNet too. It sounds like you're growing a heck of a company there with a great culture, and I think culture eats strategy every day for breakfast. So, hey, good stuff. I got a question. I think focus is really important when you're taking on a new endeavor like this and you're running a company at LockNet. How are you going to focus your time on intelligent email with a company of 200 people back in Nicholasville?
Are you familiar with EOS, Entrepreneurial Operating System at all? No? Okay. Great question. My answer to that is I've realized more and more I'm a great visionary, and I have worked so hard at LockNet to build a phenomenal team. And I've learned the best thing I can do is set the vision, set the strategy, clear the path, and get out of their way to do the job that they need to do every day. So there's still a lot on my shoulders, and it's a lot of work. I'm not trying to downplay that, but through the work that I've done and the team that we've built there, I believe it's giving me the time I need to get this off the ground, and then I fully intend to build a phenomenal team to run this tactically as well.
So Chad, I have a question. I don't understand. Can you explain to me if there's 1,000 emails in my company, how do I get that data? How do I mean, am I going to read for the next 2 hours or what? Tell me.
Another great question. Multiple ways. So we've got security within the platform. You can choose which email you want to get in, who has access to see what, traditional security measures. You've got a home page with a button that is all the dissatisfied emails coming into the organization in the last 24 hours. That's one of my go-tos. We've also developed a feature called the Daily Digest, where you give it a little bit of guidance on what you care about, and then it runs AI analysis across all of those emails and gives you a daily summary of the most important things that it sees going on, as well as both strategic and tactical recommendations to implement in your business to address those. It shows you the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Chad, tell me a little bit about the competitive landscape out there for products like this.
You know what's amazing is in this space, and I've done a lot of work with our attorneys searching, we haven't seen anything that's doing this. Now I imagine there's probably 1 or 2 other entrepreneurs out there giving a pitch like this tonight. I expect them to creep up. There are enterprise contact center style solutions that kind of do similar things, but more around voice analysis, phone call analysis and all, but something this simple, this easy to get up and going with and this intuitive to use, it doesn't exist right now that we found.
Last question on time. You mentioned pricing, you had tiers, but you didn't say pricing per email. So I have 1,000 employees on email. For me to have a subscription, what's it cost? Monthly, annually, whatever you need.
Sure, I mentioned the 3 tiers. We've got basic, premium, and enterprise. Basic, more economy, small business, you're $10 per email address you want monitored per month, with a cap of 1,500 emails per user and a small overage fee. Premium, which I believe is a sweet spot for most companies, you're going to be $20 per email address you want monitored, and another $20 per user to get access to the analytics platform.
All right, thank you so much, judges. Those were great questions.
Thank you all so much.
Give it up for Chad one final time. Great first pitch of the evening. Get us off on the right foot. Before we get into our next pitch, I want to remind everybody you can go to awesomeinc.org/program and rate tonight's pitches. Act like you've got a little bit of money to give them and let them know what you think of their business. Next, we're going to go right into trivia. Sweet Kevin, where are you?
Thank you, Jacqueline. I'm over on this side of the room, and I'm here with my new friend, Allison. I'm making all sorts of new friends tonight. And Allison, you saw Kyle before, so you know the drill. We're going to put the question on there for your chance to win 60 minutes of unlimited arcade play at the main event. All right, Allison, in what season do most DIY, do-it-yourself, injuries occur? And for me, it's all of those seasons. But for most people, is it A, summer, B, fall, C, winter, or D, spring? She seems pretty confident and ready to answer. Here we go.
I'm gonna say winter.
She's gonna say winter because of ice. Very good. I do slip on ice too.
Yep.
She's actually talking about me.
I don't like winter for DIY personally.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah.
But there's a time of year where like sweat gets in my eyes, and that causes a lot of injury. And so I'm gonna give Allison another shot at this. Allison, what do you think?
Well then, I feel like it's summer.
She feels like it's summer, and
That's
I
what
think
I
she
heard
would be
first,
right.
yeah.
Allison, great job.
Great job. She knew exactly. She was just testing us to make sure that we knew. Speaking of DIY, if you've ever done a project on your own, you probably know how hard it is, but our next pitch makes one part of DIY a lot easier. If everybody wants to stand up, and we're going to welcome Chris with Clik, Connect.
Okay, in your home, do you have that dusty old ceiling fan that makes your home look and feel outdated? In your child's room, or in your room, as many of you might be, do you have that Disney character light fixture that was great at 3 years old, but now that you're off to college, or your kids are off to college, not so great? You know the trouble that it takes to install these things, but a few installation upgrades could make your home look and feel its best. The problem? Installing. Is it simple? Is it safe? So, even for the most experienced DIYers, installing ceiling fans and light fixtures can be a very daunting task. As you see, in the United States, up to 25 deaths a year average for accidents related to installing ceiling fans, most of it from falling off the ladders. Or almost 20,000 injuries a year due to improperly mounted or incorrectly sized ceiling fans. In addition, incorrectly installed wiring during construction or remodeling phase is the third most common cause of fires related to electrical failure or malfunction, resulting in over $1 billion in property damage, hundreds of deaths, and thousands of injuries every year. And the national average cost to have these things installed is at least $400 or upwards of $400, and that is if and when somebody can take on your job to get it fixed. Our founder, Scott Norris, using the information that he learned being in home construction, found a solution. Clik, the complete lighting installation kit. Clik is our plug-and-play device that makes mounting and installing ceiling and wall mounts and ceiling fans a breeze. It is simply 2 plates, a mounting plate and a fixture plate, each with an electrical connector. So you slide the 2 plates together, and after they're slid together, it completes the circuit and supports the device. Clik is safe and it's simple, and it works seamlessly with most any new fixtures. And once you've installed the mounting plate, if you want to change out your light fixture, ceiling fan, you don't have to change the plate. It is retrofit. So our value proposition for our consumers is it will increase your market values, it will increase customer satisfaction, it's going to create brand loyalty, and it is a safe installation. Our successes so far can be summarized into these 3 categories. We have 2 US patents, a European patent pending, and we have a continuation on one of our US patents for any further applications, and we're trademarked. Working with our key partners, we have a product that is both affordable and dependable. And recently, within the last few weeks, we've actually began to partner with Wago, a multi-billion-dollar electrical connector company, which has representatives working directly with us to enhance our product, and they are UL listed. So we are involved in our national and in our local home builders association, our local chamber of commerce, and we are supported by our local economic development corporation. And as a small startup company, thankfully we have business mentors to give us great advice and direction on where to go. The end of next month, we're off to San Diego to the NECA conference, where we'll be taking pre-production prototypes with us to meet with our other electrical connector associates. And after returning to that, with cooperation between our manufacturers and with our Home Builders Association, we're going to begin beta testing in multiple houses in our community. So, with over 144 million homes in the United States and an average of 37 lighting fixtures per home, Clik has huge market potential. And as mentioned in the previous traction slide, with our cooperations between our manufacturers, the virtual manufacturing business model is a great path forward for us. Meet our team. Fabulous 4 with over 100 years of experience in new product introduction, electrical manufacturing, asset protection, home construction, and leadership. We're excited about being here and offering this to you and bringing this to your attention. Clik is the safe and simple product with huge potential. And we invite you to learn more about our business by following us or checking us out on our website. The solution, just a click away.
Boom. Way to go, Chris. Way to go, baby.
I've got my business partner, Helen, here to help with the question and answer station.
Nice job, Chris. I've put up quite a few ceiling fans, along with my father-in-law telling me how to do it while I'm doing it.
Nice.
But I have one question I want to understand, because I really like your idea. But how do you, the second plate that slides into the first plate, how do you connect that plate to a light or to the device? The plate that connects to the plate in the wall, how do you connect to the device?
Okay.
So it's got, like if you've had the screws that you put through it to put up into the mounting, once you put it up to mount, one is already mounted into the ceiling. That's the first one. And instead of, if you've jammed it up before and you have to crank down the wires while you're holding it all together, you don't do that. You put them in the slots, they stick in, you screw them up, and then as the ceiling fan's on the table or wherever, you put it together, you put the wires in those slots, you pick it up, and you slide it together. Okay. If you want to change it out, you take the old one off, and you slide the new one on.
Are you guys going to sell to the end user or a middleman? Lowe's?
All the above. So
Okay.
It's whatever the market wants on this.
Okay.
Chris, good job. 25 deaths a year. That's crazy. This is very good. I tell my wife this is the reason I'm not doing this stuff anymore. So this is great material that I'm going to take home. What would you say is the #1 most mission critical objective for you guys over the next 6 months to go scale this company and make this a blockbuster?
Our beta testing, 100 units we will be manufacturing with our local supplier and getting those in home builders' hands and getting that feedback.
So we've had offers from other companies as well. Actually, one in Lexington contacted me last week wanting to do some beta testing, said they'd be glad to do the to do the product descriptions and information about it. I don't know if you've heard of Event Cooling Solutions, but that's one of the things that they do as well. And they go to different things like PGA Tours, Rock River, those types of music festivals and things. And he said this would eliminate so much of the issues they have, and they would love to try it out and see what it's like.
What's the price point?
So as you see here, the $975 is what we're hoping for, but once it goes out to other places, that's where we're starting at.
That would be volume pricing for wholesale.
Well, all right, great job. Okay. Great job, Clik.
I'll take a clicker.
Thank you.
Nice. Well, we're going to keep the show rolling. So where's my friend Sweet Kevin at?
Coming down the center aisle. And like Chad said earlier, Tanner is a recent graduate of the Awesome IQ Boot Camp. Yeah, awesome. And so, Tanner, I'm gonna publicly apologize for never giving you a graduation gift. And so this is also me publicly giving you a graduation gift. So congratulations on graduation, buddy. Tanner, here's our trivia question. While not solely a recording studio, what record company's headquarters was nicknamed Pittsville, USA? And here are our options. Is it A, Atlantic, B, Motown, C, Prestige Worldwide, wide. Thought I'd get more laughs out of that. That's on me. Or is it D, Columbia Records? Tanner, what do you think?
I'm going to go for D, Columbia Records.
He's going to go with D, Columbia Records, and he would be right if it rhymed with the answer that would be correct. And so we're going to give him one more swing at this thing.
Motown?
Motown would be correct. Tanner, great work. Nice. Hey, we all need a second chance every once in a while, man. Great work, Tanner.
Well, Tanner, great job. So I'm going to have everyone rise to your feet, shake your tail feather, and welcome up our friend, Ricky! Wait for it, Ricky from South Bay!
Hello there. My name is Ricky, and every empty month in real estate is 100% lost revenue. At the height of the pandemic, we had a 12% vacancy rate across major cities in the US. Today, that's at 25% and rising. Pretty generally, it seems like single-tenant leasing models are starting to become out of touch with what the marketplace needs. There's an $80 billion space management software market out there that's actively trying to combat that problem, but at the same time, all of the service providers are complex to set up, they don't work together, and generally there's no centralizing experience for people like you and me to more easily access the spaces to do what we love. What that leads to on the spaces side of things is about 45% of those revenues going back into managing those spaces. And at the same time, any amount of complexity between me and booking a meeting for my business or all the way down to playing drums in a rehearsal room somewhere is just worse user experience, leading to fewer bookings and generally higher costs for everybody. That's where SoundSpace comes in. We're the future of easier space sharing. What that means and what we do is we help to recapture a portion of those revenues that go back into space admin for shared spaces. And we do that through our white-labeled marketplace system that we've been using to run our own multi-location network for the past few years. We do that through our proprietary end-to-end booking and billing systems with fair play calendars and reusable credits. And we do managed services. So if you just have a space, we can help turn any space into an easily flexible shared space for you. On average, we think our ideal customer is probably going to be paying around $500 a month for us to manage their space for them. There's about 7,000 co-working spaces out there right now, in the US alone. And what we're doing is starting with community environments, so existing marketplaces of people and spaces, and just making it easier for them to find each other. So places like universities, co-working spaces in general. And as we continue to expand, we're going to try to tackle that billion square feet of empty office space and empty spaces across the US alone right now. 5 years ago, we launched our first space, which was a recording and rehearsal space up in Indianapolis. 2 years ago, we started operating a multi-state, multi-location network of spaces using this same system. And in the last 90 days, we started talking with co-working spaces that had podcast spaces inside them. And generally, they said they were the least utilized spaces at those locations. And so we were trying to say, hey, maybe we can help you out with that. What we discovered is that they either hated the system that they were currently running or didn't have a system at all, and so they weren't really able to engage with us, and we realized pretty quickly our system could be pretty easy for them to go ahead and set that up and operate a lot more efficiently. So there are a lot of players in here, and they generally fall into two camps. You're either an admin software or a lead gen software, essentially, a demand software. You have players like Nexidus, Office R&D, and you're really just helping with the admin side of things. Or you have things like WeWork, Industrious, other kind of players that are basically saying, you have our subscription, you can go to our spaces. We sit pretty comfortably in between that, doing just enough admin to make sure that we can help manage your space while providing a single subscription-based system for you to have a passport to go to any kind of spaces you'd like to. I mentioned earlier that we probably predict around about a $500 per month average ICP. Over our extensions and upsells in general, as we add things like member access management, resource management support, and member success and retention services to help turn any empty space into a shared space. We think that'll probably be closer to about $1,000 a month, which is much better than the $12,000 per month per 3,000 square feet that most people are sharing right now. Our team is awesome. I'm the founder and CEO of SoundSpace. We have some great investors already. We work with DMZ Ventures out of Toronto, so they're helping us enter into the Canadian markets. And then we're a portfolio company of both Render Capital and Generator already as well. Right now we're seeking $250,000. We're 50% fully committed on that, and looking for more beta test locations. So thank you.
There we go, Ricky!
So, two numbers that you threw at us, 80 billion. I didn't understand what that relevance was. I didn't think you could cover that. And then how much revenues do you actually have? Because you're in business, you've been in business 5 years. What's your MRR right now?
Sure. So the actual platform is relatively new. The MVP just launched in terms of being able to white label and bring to other locations pretty recently. To date, we do about $12,000 MRR just on our own network, and now we're expanding with B2B SaaS in particular. So that's a newer direction we're headed, and the 80 billion is just the number of square feet of empty space in the US alone right now in terms of vacancies.
So, Ricky, good job. What caused the pivot, right? You started 5 years ago. You've got a few customers, 12,000 MMR. You're now pivoting to the SaaS. Was there a defining moment where you saw this is the greenfield of opportunity, and after 4 years of hand-to-hand combat, this is where? Can you talk to me about that?
Sure. Opening a marketplace, market by market, is incredibly cost intensive if you try to go into a new market and open both sides of it. What we realized is that we already had a product ready to go from a B2B perspective to help with admin that helps us move more quickly into different markets and keep a leaner team while we do that, while setting the seeds for the broader marketplace to adapt and expand market by market. So it helps us. It's not necessarily a pivot fully of the business. It's a pivot primarily of the go-to-market strategy in order to help that marketplace grow faster and more efficiently.
How much investor capital have you already raised?
We've raised around $300,000 to date, and again, 50% committed on this round and likely to close early October.
All right, great job, Ricky! Yes, baby. I'll take that clicker. Awesome. And a good reminder, we're on pitch. We're done with pitch number 3. Make sure you head over to awesomeinc.org/program to rate pitches.
Yes.
Sorry, I started without you.
I snuck up here when you weren't looking.
Okay. Well, Kevin, I see you right down
I
Broadway.
know, it's hard to hide right here in the middle of the room, being 6'4" and all, but I'm here with my friend V, and V, you're the fourth question, so this is like riding a bike. You know what's coming. V, what is currently the hottest pepper in the world? And Aram said you ate one of these today. Is it A, the Carolina Reaper? Is it B, Dr. Pepper? Greatest drink in the world. Is it C, the ghost pepper? Or is it D, Pepper X? They can't even give it a name. They just give it a letter. It's so hot. V, what do we think?
Carolina girl, I'm gonna go with A.
As a Carolina girl, she's gonna go with A. And I hate to tell that Carolina girl that it is another one of the options up on that screen. But that was good. That was a good guess. I like it. She guessed the one right below ghost pepper, which would be D, Pepper X.
That's what I heard.
V, great job.
That's what I heard.
Great job, Carolina. Great job. Well, speaking of melt your face off with some awesome peppers, I want everyone to rise to your feet, taking that one cool breath before you eat that hot wing, and welcome up our friends, Tim with Rock That Sauce Company!
Quick question, quick show of hands. Who in here actually likes hot sauce? Keep those hands raised. All right. Who in here does not like hot sauce? Keep those hands raised. All right. If your hand was raised in the last little bit, you are my people. Whether you like hot sauce or not, I've got something for you. My name is Tim. I own and operate Grumpy Dad Sauce Company out of Winchester, Kentucky, and I make hot sauce for people who think they don't like hot sauce. Our products are purposely prepared to have a place on every table. Every family has seen that at their dinner table. My kids are 15 and 16. They still do that to me. In the industry itself, we also have some problems that I face as a maker. The first problem I face as a parent, and you would too, is how do you take the same meal you've had probably 100 times this year, take it up to the next level, do something new with it? In the hot sauce industry, you have three questions you got to answer as a maker. One, how do I get somebody to buy a second bottle of hot sauce that's so hot it's just going to melt their tooth enamel? How do my customers pair it with something that they're going to keep eating over and over again? And how do I differentiate myself between every other red bottle of sauce that goes down, as you're going down the aisle in Kroger? That's where I come in. Grumpy Dad Sauce Company has sauces ranging from very, very mild on the hot sauce scale, jalapeno, level heat, up to Reaper, Ghost, and Scorpion. We've also expanded recently into hot honey, marinade, spicy mustard, and a few other things like that. Developing a barbecue sauce and a wing sauce next year. And we've gone from 2018 to 2021 developing these sauces and starting to sell them in 21 and beyond. And the whole idea behind our whole line is to find something that you eat every day that can go with one of our sauces, and I can match up something that you eat, whether it be as simple as a turkey sandwich, all the way up through cedar plank salmon or sushi, something like that. Everything that I make, I can match a meal with it. Global hot sauce market, you wouldn't think about it, but it's worth about $6 billion a year. $3 billion around this point, but expected to go to about $6 billion by the end of the beginning of the next decade. How much of that market do I want? I want enough of the market to say that I have a bottle of my sauce on every table in the state. I want enough of the market to know that my family is cared for, and my target market is somebody like me, a mom or a dad who wants to bring their family back to the table, put the phone down, have a family meal for a change with a new flavor experience. That's my goal with my company. How am I going to do that? I'm moving in the right direction, but I do have a little explaining to do with a couple of these numbers here. So 2021 was my first fully FDA-approved commercial launch, working out of a commercial kitchen in Winchester, sold $2,000 worth of hot sauce, online only, to 38 states. 2022 was a bad year for me. Went to 2 events, sold $800 worth of hot sauce, decided I didn't want to have another bad year, so I kicked it up a notch. 2023, started a farmer's market, added a couple of wholesale customers who I make a sauce and they have their label on it, and they sell it outside of Winchester. And then in 2024, I've also added some other events. my most recent one, I sold about $400 worth of hot sauce at Evans Orchard a couple of weeks back, and I hope to get in their farm store soon. My team is pretty much just me, sometimes my son as well, but we're moving forward. I do have some industry advisors that help me out from time to time they're a little bit further down the line than I am. My vision, like I said, a Grumpy Dad product on every table in Kentucky, then the rest of the 49 states after that. I'm working with Kane Kitchen in Whitesburg, Kentucky. They are a co-packer that can scale as I need. If I need 10 cases of sauce, they can do it. If I need 100 cases of sauce, they can do it for me. Last year, I was in 5 stores in and around the area. I worked at Winchester Farmers Market. I had my 2 co-branded sauces. My future plans for this year coming up, I plan to be in these stores in and around Lexington. I basically took a map, drew a circle, and hit all these different places. Every place I'm mentioning here has my products, wants to have in their stores, or has a list that are ready to let me sell them. So that's next. I also plan to attend a few regional, larger scale events, because if there's a big crowd, there's probably going to be somebody here that wants some hot sauce, and I'm going to get it to them. And I also have some out-of-state opportunities that I hope to be able to fulfill as well as part of this. Goals for the year, I'm going to be about $300 a month in online sales, $800 a month wholesale, and $500 a week B2B in markets. And if you want to be a part of this, you can get a hold of me by this contact info, hit that QR code, and you can order some sauce, or if you meet me out back, I've got some with me.
All right, pushing the limit on that timer. You did a great job. About a question each from our judges.
Hey Tim, obviously, nice job. How do you create trial? Because obviously, if it's a superior product, you want to get it in folks' mouths so that they can agree with you and order more and more.
I've found that if somebody tries it, they're going to buy it. I have to put it in their hands. I got to get it in as many places as I can. I can't just stay in Winchester anymore, so I'm at local Lex Market here in town. I'm going around. If somebody tries it, they're going to buy something. I have enough of a variety to where maybe the hottest thing isn't for them, but something else I've got will be something that they'll like.
What kind of facility are you making, or are you manufacturing this at?
I am working out of a shared commercial kitchen space in Winchester at the moment, but Kane Kitchen down in Whitesburg has a little bit better capacity for me. I'm going to help them before too long. It's a shared space at Beer Cheese Company in Winchester. I'm renting it out off hours from them.
Tim, good job. I love the name of the sauce, by the way. Good work on that. I would imagine getting the brand out, kind of distinguishing yourself, is almost just, a Herculean type effort when you're in an industry like this.
Yes.
So let's have a little fun. Let's say hypothetically I wrote you a check for $1 million tonight.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do with the cash over the next year?
Over the next year, I would probably build my own kitchen so I can keep doing it myself, and then promote online and in other places to get that distribution network set up to where I can get past Kentucky and further out into the rest of the country.
All right, no more questions. Great job, Tim. Let's give it up for Tim and Grumpy Dad Sauce Company. Great pitch number 4. And unfortunately, we've come to the last pitch of the evening, but we've got one more fun thing, and that is Trivia Kevin.
Hey, Ron, where you at? Hey, Ron, where you at? His name is literally A-A Ron. I've never seen it. That's awesome. I love it. And for those of you who don't know the joke, just YouTube A Ron. Your life will be changed. All right, A Ron. Hit me, he said. Trivia question number 5. In the context of password generation, what does the acronym OTP stand for? Maybe we should have had like Kinetic or Chase answer this question because they'd be experts in this. Is it A? Is it oven toasted panini? That'd be nice. That's an option. Is it B, one-time password? Is it C, on the phone? Or D, optional temporary passkey? He said he's going to go with D because it sounds the fanciest, but Aaron, just because it's fancy doesn't mean you need to buy it, okay? All right, Aaron, let's get back on the saddle, brother. What do we think? Second fanciest, but a great choice, he said, is B, and he would be correct. Good job, Ron.
I think he's going to go home and set some one-time passwords next time we know. All right, guys, the time has come. It's the last chance for you to give the biggest welcome. Everybody rise to your feet. And we are going to welcome Richard with Sandella.
Thank you. I'm Richard with Sandellos. 2 years ago at this time, I was in my 8th year as Chief Privacy Officer at University of Kentucky Healthcare. And quite honestly, in those 8 years, I never even thought about what trackers or third-party cookies that our marketing team had running on our website, nor had any of my peers. It wasn't part of our vocabulary in privacy. And what changed during that time were a couple of things. In December of 2022, the federal regulators for healthcare said, hey, this may be an issue. This may be protected information under HIPAA. And on top of that, as I started to look, well, actually states were starting to bring rules about themselves, consumer data privacy laws that said, hey, if you're collecting information about the people visiting your website, you may owe them a little bit of responsibility. On top of that, as these rules were changing and we were starting to pay more attention, I saw a really manual process. And it wasn't just where I was working. I talked to my peers, and we were having to manually work with the website developers and the marketing team to really figure out what was happening. And so that's where Sandellos came in. Actually, one of our co-founders, I talked with him and I said, there's gotta be a way to scan for these. And sure enough, within 30 days, he had me a prototype running, just a web app that can scan remotely for these. Really what Sandellos does is we mimic how a user is surveilled throughout an organization's website. So we can turn our particular web app from a remote location and just go through page by page. And what we come back with are things like, here are all your behavior events you're tracking, mouse clicks, that kind of thing. Here are all the third-party cookies you're tracking. Here are all the trackers. And we don't just stop there. What we're finding is it is a very uneducated market. So we add in information about those to say where the data's going and what type of data do they collect. We add in information about the risk. And one thing that really separates us is we add in information to cross-match with some of those state laws as well as the federal regulations. And you know, the crazy part is the market agrees with me here. What was projected just a couple of years ago to be a $1 billion market by 2027 has been revised by some analysts this year to the tracker scanning market becoming as big as $5.5 billion by 2031. And the great part is that allows us to focus on what our founders know best, which is healthcare. There's enough healthcare organizations, hospitals and otherwise, that we can build a whole company geared to that. And we've already started the process. We're only 7 months old. We started in January this year, but we have 2 healthcare systems. We have 5 resellers that are using this as part of their security assessment process, and we're getting great feedback. Things like, we weren't sure what to do. This saves us having to know what to do, or this saves us a lot of staff time. But even better than that, what our customers are telling us is what additional services they need, which is really changing our revenue model. When we started in January of this year, I was convinced we would be selling only the tool and we would become rich and wealthy with the tool. But in reality, what our customers are telling us is they need additional information. They need help explaining to other parts of their company or organization what's going on. And so these professional services really are going to help our revenue growth increase. It basically means we can have more revenue per customer. One of the other great parts is I'm part of a team that has a lot of healthcare IT experience. As I mentioned, I've seen this from the inside. One of my co-founders, Stacy Edgerton, has also seen it from the startup side. So we're able to leverage the experience we have and really be able to bring this to market. And really what we're doing is just trying to solve a small problem. I'm lazy at heart, and I like the easy way to do things. I hate manual processes, and that's the problem that Sendelos is trying to solve. Thank you.
Nice job, Richard.
Thank you.
I saw your revenue model. How do you price your product?
We have two pricing models for it. We sell direct and we price it as a subscription, $12,000 a year. For our resellers, they more like to use it for once a year security assessments, and so we price it at $750 per scan, or if they prepay a package, then we'll price it at a package of 10 prepaid at $500 per scan.
What kind of certifications do you have that your software is safe, it meets all compliance, what kind of national or regional, whatever?
We're working on our SOC certification. The SOC, basically that's a standard that's known everywhere, and we made some conscious decisions to not collect certain things while we were building that out. For instance, one of the things we talked about was, do we scan behind authenticated pages, meaning pages where you have to put in a username and password? And we made a conscious decision not to do that yet because we didn't feel like we were prepared from a security standpoint. We're on the pathway to the level 1, which is policy and procedure. The level 2, which is really the testing, is going to take it a minimum of 6 months beyond that.
Richard, good job. Have you raised any money, or have you bootstrapped this? Tell me a little bit about how you funded
We
yourself.
mostly bootstrapped. We built it all last year on our own money and time. We raised $100,000 in safe money from family and friends early this year. And that's all we've raised at this point, and still been able to get some customers. So we're pretty proud of that, but we know we're going to need more money if we grow certain areas.
Sure. So on that note, I like this question, and I ask it to Tim because it kind of really opens the page to how you view your strategic objectives over the next 6 to 12 months. But if I wrote you a check for $1 million right now, how would you deploy it?
If you wrote a check for $1 million, the one thing we've built that's able to scale right now is the scan and the technology. The one thing we haven't built is really being able to scale the onboarding and really the reporting processes afterwards. We would deploy it immediately to start to automate those processes because quite frankly, the scan itself, it's going to be a commodity in 2 years. But what people do with that information afterwards and making sort of these organizations, their lives easier, protecting them from lawsuits, protecting them from audits, that's the key. Those are going to be the winners, the ones who are able to do that.
All righty, great job, Richard!
Give it up for our last pitch of the evening.
All righty, guys. So here's one of the most important parts of tonight's show. It's where you, again, gave the 5 entrepreneurs who pitched tonight feedback as, I said feedback, that was weird, feedback as if you were JP, gonna invest $1 million right now into their business. So give them that feedback. Our team shares it with all the entrepreneurs, and you can do that at awesomeinc.org/program. So please do that. That helps these entrepreneurs a ton, whether you realize it or not. It means a lot to them.
And at the end of rating all 5 pitches, there's going to be one final question that helps us here on the Awesome Inc. team, making sure that we're always giving you the best 5 across.
That's right. Okay, Brian, you can take the judges back to the secret bat cave that no one knows where it is, so they can figure out who's going to be tonight's winner.
Yeah, no listening on the door.
Yeah, no listening. So 2 things, everybody, real quickly. We're going to give you a free ticket to our next event. I'll move out of the way. Our next event in October. So if you want to snag that, it's a free ticket on us. And then in about
Pam Miller
30
Arts
seconds.
Center?
So what?
It's going to be at the Pam Miller Art Center just down the road.
It'll be at the Pam Miller
Art Center.
You know, Kevin made a Step Brothers joke, like the whole Pam situation. I can help with that.
Mm-hmm.
Pam Miller, Art Center.
Pam Miller Art Center.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna move over here. So, this is our favorite venue to just relax for a couple of minutes. So the judges are gonna deliberate. That's a fancy word. What we would encourage you to do, whether you're a student, you work here in Lexington, you're a potential entrepreneur or investor, go find these folks, pick their brains for about 10 minutes while we're figuring out the scores and the results for tonight. But you guys are welcome to stand up, and we're going to go actually walk back out to the networking section for some more drinks, and we'll reconvene in about 10 to 12 minutes or so.
Yep. See you then.
DJ Seabass, hit that music. Guys, real quickly, how do we feel about tonight? That was better than expected. Okay. We'll get a big shout out to our title sponsor for not just tonight, but all of 2024, the calendar year, which is Kinetic. And they are wonderful partners, so thanks for being here. Hopefully dinner was sufficient. And our presenting sponsor, Air Wing Adventures, and we're grateful for all the folks that are pouring back into the local entrepreneurs across our state. We couldn't do without our partners. So one more round of applause for Kinetic and Air Wing, please. And then to each one of you, I'm gonna hop on. Like, you're the shining stars tonight. So I just want to say that before we get to the results, that we have a wonderful partner. So if you enjoyed a nice adult beverage, you can thank our friends at West 6th. And if you want to go in before tonight ends, they're over on the left side of the bar. So make sure you enjoy one of those if you are of age. And then last but not least, we have a really cool program called the Fellowship that some of y'all in this room have been a part of, which is a business accelerator. And so before the next 5 Across event, over at Awesome Inc., enjoy a free lunch on us. You'll get to hear a live update from Coworking Space, some of the guys in the room, and some other entrepreneurs that we get to work with, and you're going to hear about their growth going through some of the Awesome Inc. programming. And then again, that's before 5 Across. It'll be a marathon, but well worth it, and all of you guys are welcome. And we'll have this QR code up later as well for free ticket. Okay, who's ready for the results? Okay, definitely this side. How about this side? You ready for the results? Okay. We should do it back and forth a little more. I like it. All right. Last but not least, all of you, if you take your phone out, why don't you do that? Take your phone out real quickly. I got the mic, so I have all the power temporarily. If you can take a picture of this slide, this is why we are all here tonight. We want to make sure that these 5 startups leave this building and they're more successful tomorrow because you are a customer investing into their businesses. So this is why we do what we do. We're excited because somebody is about to seal their ticket for the 5 Across finals. And that being said, let's make about like 30% noise. Can we do like 30% noise for tonight? Okay, I like that. Well, we're gonna announce the crowd winner, so whichever one of you is announced, please make your way up, give your best like Vanna White wave before we keep giving results. So, again, 30% noise from the crowd, 30% noise when we stop the feet. I like that. Crowd favorite tonight is, keep going. Chris with Clik. There we go. That is what I like. Imagine a bunch of roses being thrown at your feet. Great job, Chris and Helen, wherever you are. Go for the Q&A. Great job. Okay. Let me get like 70% volume. We're about to announce second place. Stop your feet. There we go. Second place. Keep going. Second place for tonight is Intelligent Email Chad. Keep up. Come on, take a bow. Way to go, Chad. Awesome stuff. Proud of you, my friend. All right. I'm kind of out of breath. Who's ready to figure out who won tonight? Okay, make some noise because we're finding out who won tonight. In first place for the August 2024 5 Cross, going to the Kentucky Theater in December is, I need everybody as loud as possible. I want the building shaking. I want them to be nervous. First place goes to Chris Clik. Yes, I love this enthusiasm. That's great. Let's go, Chris. Congratulations. Let's go. Okay. Hey, if you're on the Clik team, come on stage. Come on up. You guys deserve a picture. Alrighty, guys. Hey, about 60 more seconds. We're gonna get a word from one of our judges for tonight. Yes, Bruce, you can come on stage, brother. Here we go.
Well, first of all, I want to congratulate everyone for competing in this contest. Chad, Chris, and Richard all were very close. It was and we duked it out inside there to figure out who it was going to be. And ultimately, we really liked Chris's selling point. We can see this device in every Home Depot and every Lowe's in America. It's a very genius device, very simple, and a lot of us have had to. I don't know if you guys have ever put up a fan or a light, but I mean it's not easy to do, and it just makes sense. I like the fact we all like the fact they had patents, on this device. Software is hard to get patents on, so we want to congratulate everyone. But ultimately, we thought Chris and his team did a nice job with their.
Alrighty then, great post-game fashion. Chris, can we get a quick 30-second update on how you're feeling, what this money's going to do for the Clik team, and how this propels you on for the rest of the year?
Wow, this is great. So, one of the biggest things we want to do is make sure we get the prototypes out to the companies that are willing to put these up into different homes and stuff. And this really helps us to start getting that production done. And just also helps get our name out a little bit and let people know what we can do, make life simpler and safe. And that's one of the biggest things for us too, is this is so much safer than the people that set their house on fire because they don't know how to put the wires in right. So that's what we're here for.
Great job, Chris. That's the wrap for Five Across, August 2024. If you're still here, get a beverage before you go. Talk with the entrepreneurs, talk with the judges of tonight. And thanks for being here. We'll see you in October.